And welcome back to As the Reel Turns, your place for all things movie and television. And as always, we got another great show for you lined up. We have been covering all summer long the summer of Superman. The Summer of Superman. We've been going through every single live-action actor who's played the Man of Steel. We started all the way back in kind of the forgotten Superman, that being Kirk Allen. And last time where we left you off was with the kind of Superman's there for like, 10 minutes. Teen angst show Smallville. But now we're going to get into the last four guys who have played Superman. Some have had shorter lineages, some have had longer lineages, and some are just starting out. And we've got my wonderful guys to talk about it with. We've got my friends Joe and Timothy. Welcome back, guys. Woo! So, and don't be fooled, we're back in our regular studio. So, yay! Woo!
Yay! We're not worthy.
Exactly. So, guys, thank you so much for coming back to the show.
Yep.
And thank you for going on the Superman journey with us, because we've covered a lot of something I never thought I'd say on this show. A lot of guys in tights.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nowhere to go from there.
Yeah.
Well, unless we're bringing Carrie Elwes in.
I was just going to make it that. Yeah.
I wasn't going to touch that.
Let's not go there. Anyway.
Not on screen anyway.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
We've already entered this type of show. Okay. So as these movies were going on, CW and DC were still growing in their Arrowverse and shows. And one thing that started on CBS but then came over to CW was a Supergirl show. And I'm blanking on the woman's name who played Supergirl, but she was, gaining popularity, and
very much so. And
you can't have a super show without having at least Superman show up a couple times. So an actor comes in, and this actor's name is Tyler Hoechiln. I hope I'm saying that name right. And Tyler plays Superman in this role. Again, no underwear. But he's not awful. And eventually the CW and Warner and all of them said, let's have him have his own show. So they brought Tyler on to play a brand new show called, brilliant naming, Superman and Lois. That's it. That's the name of the show. And basically it's about the lives of them and their grown-up kids. One has superpowers, one does not.
High school age.
One has superpowers, one does not, and it's like the balancing life of, my dad's Superman and my mom's Lois Lane. Joe, we talked about, in the last episode, we talked about Lois and Clark from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we've already kind of had the home life of Superman and Lois. And this one took a darker, not darker, but more down-to-earth sense of the show. And I believe it lasted, 4-ish seasons? 4 seasons.
Yep.
Did we need this? Does this sound anything that you'd be interested in? Do we need to look into the lives of their kids? What is this show?
Didn't see it. Not a show I'd waste my time with.
Fair enough.
Okay. And I'm sorry if that's too blunt for anybody, but honestly, no. I would, if I had known about that show, I'd have had no interest in it, period. For the reasons I dictated in Lois and Clark. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not my thing. I mean, And that's the whole thing. I mean, okay, maybe the kids did something great with their superpowers because one took on dad's stuff and the other one took on mom's, but I would not have even. I mean, Lois and Clark, I got blessed with that one. Compliments of my ex-wife, because she was the one who was on top of the Lois and Clark thing.
Sure.
So usually when that was on, I usually lost a battle for the TV. So that's how I came familiar with that. But this one, if we'd have still been married and she said, hey, guess what? I'd have been like, see ya. You know, all set. Yeah.
Lois and Clark was a rom-com. This was a drama. And I mean, we have a picture. I have a picture of Tyler here. I mean, he looks kind of like Superman. He has the look to it. He has the look. But I mean, it's kind of funny because a show I'm actually rewatching right now, just started rewatching it, is also a WB show called Seventh Heaven. And I found out that Tyler was on the last season of that show, and so I said, when I get to that season, I'm gonna be like, that's the guy, that's Superman. So Timothy, do you think that anybody on this show said, man, our title sounds a lot like another Superman show?
And like Joe said, really until the last couple of weeks, all I knew about this was the title.
Yeah.
And the title put me off. Do we need another Lois and Clark?
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
But track me with this. And some of you out there are going to disagree with everything I'm about to say. But we did not need microwave ovens until we had them. We did not need the internet until we had it. We did not need Superman and Lois, but I went out and bought it and binged it to prepare for this. We need this show.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Because it does, especially at the beginning, and again, so much of this went back to, again, Arrow versus Crisis on Infinite Earths. Yeah. Another reason I wasn't interested is the way this happened. On their Crisis, Tyler's Superman and his Lois had no kids before the Crisis. End of the Crisis, there's he's calling home Lois, are you okay? Yeah, me and the boys are too. He's like, boys? Yeah, our twin boys. So they just, boom, okay. And I'm like, oh, man, okay. But, I sat down and I watched it, and it does take place in Smallville. But It is definitely not Smallville. It is Superman and Lois, but it is definitely not Lois and Clark.
Right.
This is he's been Superman for 20 years. He's basically done the Superman thing. The kids at the beginning of the series are, I think, 14, something like that, okay. 13, 14. Jordan's powers are just kicking in. And, in fact, it's first, second episode, his powers kick in. But Martha dies. They decide to go back. This, like you said, Lois and Clark was a rom-com. This is Clark and Lois have been together for 20 years.
Okay.
This is the mature Clark Kent and the mature Lois, and there was just so much in here. As a person of a certain age myself, watching adult parents try to figure out how to raise teenagers, one of whom suddenly has superpowers. I mean, it's hard enough to ground a kid who doesn't have superpowers, even if you are Superman.
He will ground you 6 feet under.
Yes, but and the teenagers, and there are a number of teenagers in this show. This show had, I think, and a lot of people are going to say I'm way off my rocker, and you're going to get a lot of hate mail. Mm-hmm. I think this show had the best writers of any show since Lois and Clark.
Really?
Probably better than Lois and Clark, because The adult relationships on the show are believable. The teen relationships on the show, and yes, I'm very, very old, I know, but are believable. They don't have that drowning in angst. They do have angst, but they don't have the drowning in angst.
Like Smallville.
Yeah. And the problems they have are real problems. Again, without giving anything away, they deal with cancer. And okay, I'll just go there. During one of the seasons, Lois develops cancer.
Oh.
They don't use Superman or his powers or Kryptonian tech to short circuit it.
Because I'm facing something uncontrollable too. I just found out I have cancer. And it's aggressive. And all day, I've been trying to hang on to hope. But it's really hard because I'm really scared. But what I know, or what I believe, is that the only way to take back control is to fight. If I can do it, you can do it too. You're much stronger than you think you are.
She has to go through the whole thing.
Oh,
through the
great.
chemo, through the radiation, through the mastectomy, the whole thing. And they don't back away from it.
Superman!
Yeah, but the thing is, and I'm pointing at Henry here. Yeah.
Brandon.
Brandon, yeah. Tyler, I think Tyler is a great Super Clark. I was trying to, okay, because yes, there's relatively little difference in how he's portraying Clark Kent and how he's portraying Superman. He still has the caring and the core. The heart of Superman is in Clark Kent, and the small town of Clark Kent is in Superman. But he is, and I hope this is still, the term is still used this way, he is an incredible dork dad. He's an incredible, lovable dork dad. There's a number of scenes where he's throwing out some reference from, when he was growing up. And usually the kids are like, what in the world are you talking about? But when one of them gets it, he goes, yes, and I'm not exaggerating. That's his reaction. He's like, yes, you get it. You know?
Well, what I do know about him is that his portrayal in the show is different. It's supposed to be a different Superman from the one in Supergirl. I think.
It's the same character.
Same character.
Same character. Part of what happened, and again, research. Part of what happened, they originally were going to tie this a lot more closely to the Arrowverse. And then, like happened to everything, COVID hit.
Yeah.
And between not being able to get people and Arrowverse was having its own problems and what have you, eventually what they say is that, no, this is a completely different reality.
Yeah.
He's the only hero on the planet, and anyone who shows up who looks like someone from Arrowverse is just one of the doppelgangers. Okay. But
like me.
yeah. One of the things, story-wise, getting to the Superman part, and again, I don't want to give too much away, I think the show did a pretty good job of introducing a villain. And you come in saying, oh, I know who that is. I know exactly who that is. And it's like, no, it's not who you think it is.
Yeah.
It's someone else.
It's someone else.
But then for a couple of them, they do a double back, and it's like, well, it's kind of who you thought it was. They bring in a couple of B-list villains and at least one C-list villain, and turn the C-list villain not only into the major villain of that season, but into a really complex character. So, again, I don't like rhubarb pie. This might not be your cup of tea, but I think as a drama that happens to have Superman in it, it's a pretty darn good show.
Well, then, I might have to go back to it because, like I said in our Smallville thing, I said where it's like, the pilot turned me off. You never should judge a show by its pilot.
The worst thing about the show is the title. They should have never given it that title.
It's a terrible title. I will say that about this show, in our very first episode, we talked about the 1941 cartoons, which I will also add during this time. We had Superman the Animated Series, we had Justice League, we had a whole bunch of animated stuff going on for Superman. But in our first episode, we talked about the 1941 cartoons, and they make a reference to that in this show where Superman is saving someone, and just like the first Superman comic cover, he holds the car and he has the black logo.
Yes, he has the Golden Age Superman logo.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm like, oh, that's not bad. And I think somebody says, oh, neat costume. He's like, my mom made it for me. So that's kind of fun.
Friend?
Thanks. Cool costume.
Thanks. My mom made it for me.
So, Superman and Lois, a terrible name, but if you want to check it out, go for it. If you like Tyler Hoechlin, go check it out, because he's okay. He's not bad.
The one thing they never explained, and I still don't know why, through all 4 seasons, why does Superman have 5 o'clock shadow all the time? He can shave. He's been shaving for decades. Why does he always have 5 o'clock shadow? There are even 2 scenes in the show where he's clean shaven, so he can shave. I don't know.
Anyway, there's an animated scene where he shaves himself using heat vision, like the mirror. That's kind of fun. Anyway, so that was Tyler Hoechlin was like the last guy to play the role for a while, and that's who we had. He was okay until I don't know what it is with Marvel people coming over to DC, but I mean it happens. There was a hit 2014 called Guardians of the Galaxy for Marvel Studios. Guardians of the Galaxy was huge. Everybody loved it. It was directed by a guy named James Gunn. Now James Gunn left Marvel and became the head of DC Studios. Everything that you liked about Henry Cavill, gone. We don't care about him anymore. Like I said, he's pushing for Bond. He better. Anyway, he said, I'm going to direct, I'm going to start fresh, we're going to start clean, and I'm going to do a brand new Superman movie. Now, what he did, I went and saw it opening weekend. Not going to lie, James, you did good with Superman 2025. When this trailer hit, I watched this trailer and I listened very closely to the music and I said, oh, it's the John Williams theme. That already has me high hopes, so high. Okay, we have a new guy here. Not looking so good there, but there, he's okay. Named...
Not looking so good there.
Well, not looking so good. I love this man's name. David Corenswet. We're sticking with that.
You checked on that.
Corenswet, maybe, but yeah, it's definitely Sweat. We're sticking with that, though. Okay, sounds good, David. We'll stick with David. He comes into this brand new movie simply called Superman. And, okay, it's not that bad. It's a really, really, really good movie. So, what are the plus sides? The plus sides are David Corenswet doing a great job. He looks great. He has underwear on. Amazing. What's this big cloud here? Here's a newcomer in live action Superman. Crypto the super dog. There he is. what's the plot? Well, the plot is Superman goes up against Lex Luthor. The end. No, Lex, there he is, has some kind of weird portal that brings him to an alternate world that houses a whole bunch of creatures that he's tampered with, and he wants these two countries to fight each other, and then he also has this alternate type of Superman named Ultraman. And there are some Justice League members in there too.
No, there aren't.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe just Justice Gang. Justice Gang. Okay, so this movie was done so well. It's lots of fun. Superman's saving people again. He's cracking jokes again. He's flying to the John Williams theme again. We haven't seen that since Brandon Routh. Joe, you and I were talking before the show, and then you mentioned here that this was the one you hadn't seen. All that praise and just watching the trailer, would you go see this? And what do you think?
I'm really not sure what to think because.
So there's an exit door right over there.
I had an incredibly busy summer, as you well know. So seeing this movie, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say wasn't my top priority. I would probably see it if somebody handed me the video. I had talked with somebody earlier prior to coming on saying that the thing is, for me, I saw the trailers and they didn't really inspire me.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because some of the trailers I caught had a touch, as you pointed out, with James Gunn. Loved the Guardian of the Galaxy trilogy.
Yep.
Loved what he did with that. But what bothered me, I think, the most was when I caught in the trailer a portion of the movie where he was being questioned about him going in of his own accord to stop a war.
The two countries.
Yeah, with the two countries. And all of a sudden, it rang as part of a rerun where they were questioning his participation in whether he had the right to do so of his own accord. Now that bothered me because I've already seen Marvel do this.
Yeah.
And that didn't help me want to go see it because it's like, okay, we've already done this.
Yeah. And
I'm not so sure I want to see what their resolution is with him doing this. And that and the, well, I'm sorry. The flying dog thing, that bothered me a little bit. I'm sorry. It really did. Yeah, I know. But I'm not saying that I wouldn't go see it. But given my time frame and what I had going on this summer, I was going to try to pull one of his stunts and try to research it before I got here.
That's fair.
But I couldn't get my hands on a digital copy that didn't cost me like $25.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or $30 to get my hands on it. And I was like, well, wait a minute, that's more than what it would cost if I'd have gone to the theater.
Yeah.
For a movie that I'm not sure that I'm going to like or want to see or want to keep. Yeah. So I said, well, I'm just going to let Daniel know that with everything I had going on this summer, I didn't get a chance to catch up to it. So
that's okay.
I'm not going to judge it because of the trailers. That's not fair.
That's absolutely true. I mean, I will say this, that you saw there, and I mentioned the fact that we have some Justice Gang members in there. We have Hawk Girl, we have a version of Green Lantern, the Guy Gardner version, and we have this new guy. Okay, I'm gonna admit I never heard of Mr. Terrific, but
can I just throw something to blow your mind?
Sure.
This is Mr. Terrific 2.
2? Oh, great.
Okay.
Hey!
That's his path. DNA trail leads to that tent.
Isn't that one of those Justice guys?
It's just a smart one.
Hey! You heard the man! I am giving you one last chance to stop!
I was just about to say the same to you.
Okay.
Throughout the movie, I'll tell you this. They're in there a lot, and honestly, Mr. Terrific is in there a lot.
Yes, it's almost as much his film as Superman.
I was going to say, do you think that Superman, this is a new rebirth of DC again, yet
Right.
another. Do you think that it should have been just him, or having these other superheroes in there kind of hogs his spotlight?
I'm actually tilted the scales up for me as to whether I would want to see it, because I'd like to see what he did with those additional superheroes in there.
Right.
I'd like to see what that was about. So, I mean, the trailer itself had its positive points. I mean, like I said, that's why I said I won't judge the movie solely on the trailer, because it had points that I found curious enough to want to see.
Right.
But overall, my first impression was basically, yeah, I'm gonna miss it, but I'm not going to totally, dump on the movie because I haven't given it a chance.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's a fair statement. But Timothy, I mean, you saw it,
Yeah,
and
I've only seen it once.
you've only seen it once. So have I, and I'm gonna disagree with you, Joe. I love Crypto. I love the super dog.
That's okay.
He was fun, and he was kind of, no pun intended, off the leash sort of. It's like he was bouncing off the walls and bouncing on Superman.
Crypto. Take me home. Crypto! I thought you destroyed the whole...
But he is unruly and couldn't, in our heart of hearts...
Stop, Crypto, leave it. Stop. Ow, stop it. Crypto, ow, ow, stop it, stop. Sit, stay. Then... Crypto, drop him! Crypto!
But Timothy, between Crypto and the alternate worlds and the Justice Gang and David Corenswet, what do you think of Superman 2025?
First, to give Joe credit, props. These days, when a movie ticket can cost you $15 to $20, even if you didn't have other things going on in your life, you have to pick and choose what you're going to see.
Yeah.
This is one that I don't think will suffer terribly from seeing it on the small screen when your library gets a copy. Borrow a copy.
Right.
I think it's fine. Now, the first scene comes on, Crypto comes in, Superman's cracking jokes, and I'm thinking, I am not going to like this film.
Really?
That's where... Because, again, I bring a lot of baggage. I bring some 50 years worth of comic book history to any comic book movie.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Crypto I know is not a scruffy mutt.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Now, I understand that's how he's been portrayed in the Super Pets animated show, which I have not seen.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I like the 2006 cartoon show myself.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and Crypto, except for a period in there, always had himself together. He wasn't off the leash.
No.
And what have you.
And he talked too. Sometimes.
We won't go there. This isn't the Crypto movie.
Anyway, moving on.
But that being said, as it went along and as the story developed, it started winning me over.
Okay.
Again, there's a lot here drawn from comic book storylines, but they did not replicate those storylines. They took elements of them and made their own story.
Yep.
And that I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
I do know both the Mr. Terrifics.
Yep.
And this one, Mr. Terrific 2. I'm sorry, it's been so new. I don't know everyone's name, but I think the performer nailed the character.
I think he did a very good job.
Did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guy Gardner, I was surprised when I read in the credits. I didn't recognize him. That's Nathan Fillion
Yes.
of Firefly fame and Castle fame. You know, again, doing a great role, doing it well enough. I didn't recognize him.
Rain or shine from Modern Family.
Exactly.
Dude, you got a secret harem?
No, Guy, of course I don't have a
If
harem.
any of that message is even remotely true, then you are exactly the kind of alien threat I was commandeered by the Green Lantern Corps to protect this planet against.
Back off, Guy.
Make a move, Big Blue.
Guy, relax. Was the message real or not?
The first half. The first half is real. The second half was damaged in the trip from Krypton to Earth, so it's got to be doctored.
No way, Clark. I know there's computer forensics guys. They're not gonna say it's legit unless they are sure. I'm so sorry, man, but there's no way that message is fake.
Where'd they get the footage, though?
Yeah, the Ultraman, the way this movie ends, no spoilers, is a setup for a future film. It's definite because of what I know of the comic book past, set up for a future film. We see a lot of new characters. We see Metamorpho.
Yes, Metamorpho.
I can't make a sun.
I know.
I can only make something kind of like a sun.
What?
All right. Okay. Here we got hydrogen and deuterium, and we got helium and compression.
What are you doing? Hey, no, stop! Enough! You're gonna get all of us in trouble!
Hey, bro, what are you doing? Stop that!
He's doing something in here! God! He's doing something! No, you are not going to take credit for this. I am the one that saw it first. No, take a hike, Barbie. I'll take credit for it. Yeah! These two are gonna get us killed!
Joey! You have to take him. I can't carry him when I change forms.
People are going to complain about the CGI. Normally, I hear people complain about CGI, and I'm like, what are you talking about? That was fine. This one, they're going to complain about the CGI, and I get it. Like I say, over time, it won me over. There are points, I'll warn you, Joe, there are points where it got, and maybe I'm just super sensitive. This is being filmed in 2025.
Yep.
I think there were points where it got political. But it didn't go...
like you were saying with the countries,
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I don't think it went deep. And I think the final confrontation with Luthor, where he is explaining why he did what he did, by the time he's done, I'm like, I can see your point. You have a valid point. You are still a nut job psycho, but you have a valid point.
Which I will say also that he played that role. Rachel Bronson, what did I say what her last name was? Lois Lane was not bad. They have a great scene where she's interviewing him, and she knows who she knows, by the way, in this movie.
Yeah, they don't bother.
They don't bother.
You've gotten a lot of heat on social media lately.
I don't read that stuff. Superman doesn't have time for selfies.
Third person. You're referring to yourself in third person now?
No, it's just a thing I came up with that I thought I'd try to work into the next interview.
This is on the record, Superman.
Okay, well, not the part where I said that.
Yes, that part.
No, that part was an aside. That was off the record.
You have to say off the record beforehand, not after.
Why are you being like this?
It's fine. I won't write that you spend your spare time trying to think up sound bites, which are terrible, by the way.
Doesn't know anymore.
Yeah. The guy who plays Jimmy is good. They bring back Cat Grant for a brief time. Unnamed, but she's in there, Miss Tessmacher.
Yes.
Miss Tessmacher! And I will also say the two scenes quickly because we're running low on time. it kind of went viral when Crypto disappears. Superman bursts into Luthor's office. Where's the dog, Luthor? Where is the dog? Oh well, we lost Brandon. And then Joe, I will throw a spoiler at you. Actually,
Go for it.
the very end of the movie, we find out that Crypto actually doesn't belong to Superman. He belongs to Supergirl, who apparently is drunk as a skunk.
She likes to party
She's
on red sun planets.
And that's how we're going to get a future movie, maybe.
Sir, I think your cousin has returned.
Yep.
What the hell, dude? Why did you move the door?
I didn't move the door.
Hey, where is my dog?
Okay, well, this is why he has behavioral issues.
No boundaries. It's not healthy, is it?
Come on.
Yes. On Corenswet's portrayal,
Not
like
bad.
I say, he won me over during the course of the film.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He does have, it's not anyone else's Superman.
Nope.
But the portrayal at its core does still have that core of Superman of things are bad. I don't know how I'm going to win the day, but I'm not going to stop trying.
And that's what I like, and that's what I like. So, and he's the most recent guy we have, so that is how we're going to end this thing. If you haven't seen Superman 2025, go see Superman 2025. You might find out enjoying it. It's a complete 180 from what we've had recently, so that'll be fun. We are not going to do a Who Are You because I was stupid and didn't bring a clip, so we're just going to end it there. But guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today and for going throughout the entire Superman summer. It has been so much fun. I hope you guys have had a good time with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope to have you guys on the show again at another time, for sure. And again, watch all the Superman shows we've done. You might find one and you might enjoy them all that you like. You never know. Until then, I want to thank our Magic and Tech team over there. They're giving me a thumbs up. I want to thank you guys again for coming on. My name is Dan Saletti. This has been As the Real Turns. Enjoy Superman. That is a wrap. Woo!